want to start by telling each and every one of you that's out there that I deeply appreciate the way that this community has rodden out, not just for me, but for each other. I see you guys doing it all the time, especially in these lives. Man, I see somebody come with a concern. I see somebody come that's struggling. And like, even though I'm talking, I still see you guys in the comments supporting each other, loving each other, taking care of each other, and building each other up. And that makes me more proud of this community than anything, man. It is so beautiful to watch. Alex, what's up, man? I'm glad you're here with us today. I really appreciate you. Oh, here's my fam. My fam's showing up. What's up, Fly Familia? How's everybody doing? Hey, they're starting to go really fast. The champ, what's up? Jessica Compton is here. What's good? So, I've been talking recently with one of my good friends. A lot of you guys know Jessica Kent. Shelby, I see you, sister. What's up? I love you, girl. Me and Jess were talking about scheduling like a co-done live. Like that's a new option here on YouTube, and we wanted to do that. I also really want to get Harvey Talks Prison on a live with me. So these are some of the things that I think I'm going to be doing really soon. Amy, it's good to see you, sis. How are you? Oh, hold on. Six-figure felon. Hey, bro, me and the wife love your stuff. Hey, I really appreciate that. I appreciate the support. I appreciate that you and the wife watch. Please give my love and respect to the wife. And I absolutely love your screen name, bro. Thank you so much. It's so good to have you here. I always love it when couples, bro, because like me and my wife do everything together. We watch everything together. That's like 100% my best friend. So the fact that you guys watch my channel together and that you like it and you're a part of this community together, that makes my heart happy, bro. I love that. I love your life. Jamie, thank you so much for being here. You guys, Jamie Rupert is one of our moderators. So happy to have you. Thank you so much for all that you do. Hey, it's Dale's first live show. He's here kicking it with us. Dale, welcome. I'm glad to have you here, brother. Let's see. You should get together with Burner 420. Hey, me and Burner have been talking for like so long now about that. Like, me and Burn, I love Burn, bro. He's a good dude. We've been talking about getting together and doing that. He's got a wild schedule. I've got a wild schedule. We all got stuff going on, but we definitely need to prioritize that. I really want to work with Burn. He's a cool dude, man. Like really down to earth, really cool. Mystical Fitzy to help spread the word. Mystical, thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being here and being a part of our community. You are much appreciated. Trev Demon Army, that's my dog, man. I don't know if you guys saw my post last night, but Trev sent me a couple of different shirts from 5150 Crew. And 5150 Crew is not just a clothing company. What they do is they donate money to help with suicide awareness, support, education, to break down the stigma, the whole deal. They're super legit. So I'm super happy to have that. I'm super happy to rep their gear, man. And as always, Trev, I love you, dude. It's always good talking to you. Let's see. I want to get to a couple more of these before we start talking about talking. Kevin Jones, thank you. Thank you so much, brother. First off, I appreciate the support. Secondly, I love anybody named Kevin, bro. To be quite honest with you, that's my father's name. My pops was a Vietnam war vet, a Marine, heavy combat. Best dude I've ever met in my life. And I named my son Devin because it was really close to Kevin. So the second your name pops up, I love you. Yo, the cat's here. Hey, everybody, the cat is one of our moderators. She is amazing. I appreciate her. She is our sister from up in Canada, and it is so good to have you here. Thank you for the work that you do. Shelby, sis, I love it. The mic drop pair. That's my sister right there. I love you, Shelby. Everybody say what's up to Shelby. What's all your tattoos, bro? There's so many tattoos. I'm going to go through a tour here when I get them like all connected. I want them all to be one, and then we're going to do this whole tattoo tour. Some of them still need work. I did the other day get this regone over because it was so light. It was done with bad ink, and it looks a lot better now. My boombox, I don't think I can, I can't get the boombox in there, but you know, I've got the boombox, just got that done over, and the back of my head, I just got done over. I don't know if it's all goopy with lotion or whatever. I just got out of the shower and I hit it with the lotion. So if it looks goopy, I swear it's just lotion. Probably, maybe not. It might be lotion. Hey, Gerardo, thank you so much. Your stuff on mental health and recovery are vital. Thank you. Thank you. And like, guys, like, look, A lot of my prison stories, they're fun, they get traction well. I know they're exciting, they're entertaining, but where my heart is at is the mental health and the recovery stuff, because anything that I can say that can help other people, that's really where it's at for me. Like, that's where I get the most out of things. And I hope that, you know, even if you guys are here for the prison stuff, every once in a while, check out the other stuff too, because some of that stuff, you know, it might spark something, it might help, and I hope that it does. No offense, but how old are you? No offense taken. I am 44 years old. I am older than dirt. Shelby says her baby's dad's name is Kevin. He's probably the only trash Kevin. Yo, I'm sure there's more than a few. I mean, there's trash JDs out there too. Yo, Nolan, 260 days sober. Big ups, big respect, my man. I really appreciate you. Bro, the light makes your glasses look googly-eyed, but I love you, bro. Hey, I can take these off. It's just a little bit bright in here today because I got the lights on, but hey, I really appreciate all you guys. Donald said that he found me through watching Jay Williams' channel. Yo, you guys, if you're not following Jay Williams, he's a G, bro. He's a really good dude. Like, and I'm talking about that type of G who's out there living real life stuff. Donald, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're a part of our community. JD, can you tattoo people? Do you want the worst tattoos you've ever seen? I did one tattoo one time in prison, and it was for my cellie, and I was like, bro, I'm gonna mess you up. Promise, this is gonna be a mistake. And he was like, I don't care. I just want something to remember you by. And then I put it on him, and he's like, man, yeah, that was a mistake. I've got to get that covered up. So, hey, you guys, I wanted to talk about a couple of the actual topics that we set aside for today. So, Bam Margera came out of the woods or wherever he was at. Like, I know he ran into the woods. I don't think the dude was just hanging out in the woods. Bro's got money. Bro's got places to go. Bro's got people. Bro's got assets. But he came out and he turned himself in, which is a really good look for the situation that he's in. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a manhunt for him. And, you know, there's a lot of people that are concerned about him, man. And from my experience, it always works out better if you go and turn yourself in. Like, I never did that before, but once I got into recovery, you know, the SWAT team came and looked for me multiple times. Like, multiple times. And I got away from them over and over again, but I kept turning myself in. It's always so much better of a look if you walk in on your own 2 feet, like a man, and say, hey, I heard you guys got an issue. Let's figure it out. I'm right here. If they have to find you and drag you in cuffs and, you know, fingerprint you and all that stuff against your own volition, it looks worse in court. If you walk in and you're like, yo, I'm here to do the responsible thing. Heard you guys got issue. What's good, Holmes? Square up legally. That's the best way to approach things, dude. Like, you are going to have a much better outcome with that than anything else. So I think that he did the right thing with that. Now, I was hoping that he would get some time to be able to, like, detox and all of that. I'm never turning myself in. Yo, like, I get it. It was one of the hardest things that I ever did, bro, to, like, literally walk in knowing that I wasn't walking out on my own 2 feet, knowing that I was going to get cuffed, stuffed, that they were going to strip search me and make me bend over, spread them, and cough. All of that sucked, bro. But, like, in the end, like, if I hadn't, I would have had a much worse outcome. So I was hoping that Bam would get some time to detox, maybe clear his head, all that stuff. He was immediately released when he turned himself in. So, you know, maybe he'll use this as a situation. Cynthia, what's up, sis? Maybe he'll use this as a situation where he can find this as motivation to change. Like, I know that nobody changes till they're ready, until they want to. Like, that's something that a lot of people say, but outside motivations can get you there, dude. Like, if the Secret Service hadn't thrown me on my face in a hot parking lot and left me on my face all cuffed up for a long time, like, I don't think that I would have had the motivation to be able to change my life. Yes, Bam turned himself in. For those of you just joining us, Bam Margera has come out of hiding. He has turned himself in. He did the responsible thing. I 100% applaud dude for doing that. That's the right way to handle that. Country's here. He was in Westchester, PA at his house at Castle Bam. He can't go back to his own house. Yeah, now that's messed up. Like, that's messed up that he's being forced not to go to his own house. There's a lot of moving parts in this, and I understand that I'm not educated about the entire situation, that I'm getting this from, like, an outside perspective. And I'd like to give Bam the benefit of the doubt, but like Bam, does anybody know what drugs Bam was using? So like I haven't heard this directly from Bam, but like his family and like Steve-O and like a lot of other people that are close to him said that he is using meth. And I have a lot of experience with meth and the insanity that that brings to your life. I'm really hoping that he can get past this, because if you don't get past this these days, it's not like it used to be where you can just use meth and you're not like at a high chance for overdose, because there's so much fentanyl in the supplies of all this stuff now that people are just dying, man. Like people are dying right and left. Sean, you showed up, bro. It's good to see you, man. I appreciate you. So I'm really hoping that he can use this, because there's not like a safe supply. There's not a way for people like, I mean, if you think you have better hookups than Mac Miller and Lil Peep, like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, people are dying nonstop from this. And nobody wants to see Bam dead. We want to see him living his best life. We want to see him get back to doing what he loves to do. I want to see that dude on a skateboard. I want to see that dude doing, you know, more content. I want to see that dude living his life with his family. Like, whatever he wants out of life, that's what I want for him. And I'm sure that everybody else out there that grew up watching him wants the same. Cody, hey, thank you. Welcome to the community. I appreciate you, family. And yeah, that story is wild. And I didn't know whether I should tell it or not, and I just decided to. But the vagina meth bong was a lot. There's definitely a lot going on. Harley, what's up? Harley said that I talk like I have a degree in public speaking. I'm honestly just like ADHD and really Irish, so I just pop off at the neck. That's really all it is. So look, he has 6 misdemeanors. He has like a simple assault, and he has 4 terroristic threats. Now these terroristic threats, that's a real issue. Like, so many times we've seen Bam get into it with his family and everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's out of the norm. But like the death threats thing, that's a lot. That's a lot crazy. And if somebody is not doing well because of the substances they're taking, like, I don't really like the term meth psychosis, even though, like, for me, I'll say that I've been in one, but I think it's degrading to say other people have been in one. I don't want to stigmatize what they're going through. I've definitely been in a meth psychosis. I have talked to people that were not in the room, 100% convinced they were in the room. I have done crazy stuff that was not in my character because I had been up for so long. And, you know, the meth isn't really what made you crazy back in the day. It was being up for too long. That's what made you crazy. It was the sleep deprivation. It was the absolute malnourishment. It was your body not getting what it needs and your mind not being able to fully keep up with what's going on around it. So, you know, people do crazy stuff in there. Yo, seeing shadows, the shadow people. Elijah, what's up, man? How you doing? Big love and respect to you, bro. Shout out. You know, so you can't really tell what somebody's going to do when they're in that type of mind frame. So for him to be like threatening the family and everything, I get where there's real potential concern there. And I hope that he just uses this as a platform. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes sometimes a bottom to be able to use that as solid ground to be able to climb out of the hole that you're digging. And that's what it was for me, 1000%. And I had hit a lot of different bottoms in my life, but it took one that was just so devastating that I had nowhere else to go except up. And I hope that that's what this is for dude. I just saw a comment that I want to address. Muay Thai Sorrow. JD, can you stop grouping us anime fans and Dungeons & Dragons players with the short eyes? Look, man, I'm not the one doing that to that community. That is exactly what those dudes were like in there. That's what they were into. They were into cartoons. They were into anime. They were into stuff that that kids are into. And that's part of what they used in their weird little get down. So that's not me like trying to chastise the community. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like gaming. I like cartoons. I like comic books. I'm into all that stuff. But I'm going to accurately portray to a certain extent in my comedy what's going on in there. It just is what it is, bro. We need to police our own communities. We need to push these dudes out. That's what we need to do. So I also wanted to talk about Jerry Springer. A lot of you guys know that Jerry Springer just died. Big respect, Jerry. Rest in peace, man. I was not a huge fan of his show, and I will explain to you guys why. And it's no shade on the man, but it was so watched in prison and in county jail. And these dudes got loud about it. Here's my thing. When I'm locked up, there's usually a 10 to 10 rule. So from 10 o'clock at night till 10 o'clock in the morning, everybody's supposed to be quiet. And I can't take a lot of noise. It makes me homicidal. I get violent when there's a lot of noise going on. So I would stay up really late so that I would get a chance to have quiet time where I could process my thoughts, where I could read comfortably, where I could have just a good time and just kick back and everything. That was my me time. And I need that me time for my PTSD, for my ADHD, for my mental health. And every morning I would wake up to Yeri, 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 Yeri. And it was so loud and it was so abrasive and it was so crazy. And I'd just be like, yo, can you guys stop? But they were having a good time. And I didn't want to shit on somebody else's good time. You know what I'm saying? They really weren't hurting anybody. And I kept weird hours. So I kind of just had to, But I saw so many fights over the Jerry Springer show. Bro, it would just bring out the fights in people in prison and in county jail. Hey, Don, you're in Edgewater? That's what's up, man. I'm right over here in Daytona. People would get flipped over Jerry, and they would start fist fighting and going hard on each other. They'd be screaming in each other's faces. Jerry got people in there pumped up. That and cops. If you've ever been locked up, you know what I'm talking about when I say cops and Jerry Springer got people lifted in there, bro. It was wild. I also have multiple friends who were on the Jerry Springer show, multiple times as different characters with different people. I have one friend, I don't know if there's any Jerry Springer fans out there who used to watch the old show, but does anybody remember the dude named Mr. Ooh La La who went on there? Hey, Dakota, glad you're here, homie. Appreciate it. So Mr. Ooh La La was a dude who he still lives in Eugene, Oregon. He legally changed his name to Mr. Ooh La La, right? He's been on there multiple times. They make stuff up, and my friends were using this as a free trip because they pay for your flight, they pay for your hotel, and you get all your expenses taken care of. So they were using this as free vacations. I have another friend, Francois, who went on there 3 times as different characters with different situations going on. It was all staged, it was all set up, but it was a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? And for a lot of people, Jerry Springer was one of the only times that they weren't sitting in prison. You know what I'm saying? Sitting in prison, you're there all the time unless you get something that you get into enough that it takes you out of that place. And Jerry did that for a lot of those dudes. So that was really, really cool. Hold on. I see a comment I want to... Sorry if you've addressed this, but how did you get clean, brother? Really been struggling recently, especially with opiates and alcohol. The NA and AA rooms are just disheartening. So, bro, look. I'm not trying to take anything away from AA or NA. It's not a lighter, it's a vape pen. At first, so I was in a program that was forcible AA. That's all you could do. You couldn't do NA, you couldn't do anything else. The dude who ran the program said, you go to AA to get clean, you go to NA to get laid. So, for me, I was forcibly in AA, and I think that AA is a good program and it has some good stuff in it. You can definitely learn some stuff from AA. You can learn some stuff from NA. I have no beef with NA. I still have a sponsor in AA. I still have a sponsor in NA. I have one from each because I'm extra, and sometimes I can be high maintenance and I can't get a hold of one sponsor and I'm going to call the other. You know what I'm saying? As soon as my kid died, I got on the phone with one sponsor, he didn't answer, so I called the other. And that's why I have that backup for myself. But I don't really feel like the 12 steps are the most progressive or have the best track record or the best statistics for helping people. And I don't think that their methods are the absolute standard. What I think is I like smart recovery. So smart recovery is based on the neuroscience and the psychology of substance use disorder and recovery. Smart recovery is awesome. For me, I need to know, why am I messed up? What's going on? Like, break it down to me neurologically. What's wrong with me? Hey, Dharma recovery is sick too. I haven't checked out Wellbriety, but Dharma recovery is awesome. So look, yeah, like smart recovery for me breaks it down to me and lets me know, like, physically, evidence-based with science, what's actually going on in my brain. Like, I now know that, like, the limbic system in my brain was being so flooded with the reward chemicals, and there's a lot of reward chemicals. There's serotonin, there's dopamine, there's oxytocin, you know, etc. But I had worn pathways into my brain that I only received those rewards through outside substances. So I'm no longer feeling the joy of, like, a walk on the beach with, like, a beautiful sky, or of, like, having a cool conversation with somebody that I care about, or, you know, so many things that I get, like, so much out of in life. Working out, the things that, like, are, like, pure and awesome to me, like, I wouldn't feel any joy from that anymore. The only thing that would bring me that joy was these substances that I was chemically dependent on. And also, my brain got so used to these chemicals being flooded that it would tell me, it would send my body a message saying that you will die without this. And we're all animals, bro. Human beings are just animals. So we have animal instincts. And if something in your brain tells you that you're going to die without a substance, you're going to do what you need to get that substance. And you have to be able to break those chains. Smart recovery gives you really good tools to break those chains and to not go back. So I know a lot of people here aren't in recovery. They don't have substance use issues. Thank you guys for sitting through that. It's really important to me when I get questions from people that are suffering or that need guidance with that. I'm always going to take the time to stop and talk to them about that, because that's what's important to me. That's what I'm passionate about, is trying to help people. So, what were we talking about? Jerry Springer, we went through the BAM. Let's take some questions. What questions do you guys have? AA loses me at the God stuff. It can be really hard for people, and, like, that's why it didn't work for me for so long, because I was a staunch atheist. If there was a God, I wanted ones with him because of the stuff that happens to kids. Like, I didn't compute that there would be a God that would just sit back and watch while all this terrible stuff happened. So I 100% get that, and AA didn't work for me for a long time because of that too. So I completely understand. How do I help myself? If you're talking about with substances, I would look for a support group that works for you. There are a lot of different pathways. There are the 12 steps. There is smart recovery. There are a lot of different things that you can get involved in, but you can also do the work yourself. You can get the books, you can read through them. You know, there's a lot of different ways that you can address getting help. I personally, the industry standard would be, you know, a medical detox. It would be going to a treatment facility, inpatient, and then going to an outpatient, like an IOP, for a while, so that you get the full brunt support and education that you need to be able to transition yourself back into a normal life. That's what I did. That's exactly what I did. How did I like the 4-step? The 4-step for me, I've done my 4-step like 7 times, bro. And every single time that I do my 4-step, I get deeper into how fucked up of an individual I was. Like, really bad. Like, and I'm not saying that, like, I'm great now. Like, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I could probably write another 4-step right now and dig a whole bunch of other stuff up. But the 4th and 5th step are incredible, in my opinion. Like, that's where I see a lot of value in the steps, is in those steps right there. Those are my favorite by far. So let's see. What happens if a ped goes to jail, but they have some sort of mental health problem that made the ped do the act on the child? There are no passes. There's no excuses. When you get your hard and you put it in a child, there's no coming back from that. It doesn't matter what you have going on mentally. You are getting the business. That's all. WWE fan for life. JD could be a professional wrestling manager. Yeah, man. I mean, I've never really watched too much wrestling or whatever, but, like, Uh, I will personally assert that I believe I can do anything. Just ask me, I'll tell you. Bam Margera is another guy that had it all and chose the life of drugs. And if that were me, I'd be too focused. Okay, so you're going to go on and talk all this crap and talk about what you would do if only given the opportunity. Get over yourself, dog. Like, you're literally talking about a man's shoes that you've never walked in. You can't even fathom. You don't understand. Get over it, bro. Like, you don't know who you would be if you had been given the opportunities. Don't sit there with what you have and be so ungrateful that you want to talk about another man's life and another man's struggle. Like, that's not tight, bro. You don't look cool doing that at all. I promise you. So sad to see the downfall of Bam. I hope he's able to recover someday. I hope that today is the day. I hope that this is exactly the point at which Bam takes back power and control of his life. He absolutely deserves to be able to get back on the right track, whatever track that is for him. Like, I'm not judging. I don't know what his goals are. I don't know what he's trying to do. I just know that his life really appears unmanageable right now. And like, I hate to see that for him. Do you smoke or vape weed? I don't participate in the ganja. I don't do the THC. It just doesn't work for me. I absolutely support others who get mental health, recreational, whatever type of stuff out of it. You know, whatever anybody else's deal is with it, I don't judge. I think plant can be medicine. I think plant can be recreation. I think plant can be for mental health. But for me, what it does is it gives me the fear. I get like an anxiety attack, bro. It takes me like right back to being in prison. And I think that the cops are walking down my tier with a dog to try to sniff out where the smoke is coming from. Instant paranoia, bro. It shoots me straight into a bad place. Unfortunately, I used to, like, I really enjoyed it back when I was a teenager in my early 20s. And I put myself in situations and took other substances and compounded my traumas to the point where I lost the ability to relax with it. It just sends me straight into a, holy crap, I'm not fully coherent. I'm not present in the room on the same level. I have to be hyper aware of my surroundings. Situational awareness with my PTSD is really important for me. And anything that slows me down, anything that confuses me at all whatsoever, anything that makes me slower in any way, shape, or form doesn't work for me. I go into it's bad. Me and DeLay have something in common. I get addiction. I've had addiction, but if Bam don't kick soon, he's going to be dead. Well, you know what? I hope that that's not the situation. I hope that that's not true, but like the timeline of people's life expectancy while using street drugs has shortened so much over the last few years. It's really a bad deal. It's really 100% a bad deal. It is the worst time in the history of humankind to be struggling with substances. People are dying right and left from it. So I don't want to see that for him. I don't want to put that out into the universe. But yeah, it is happening. I think what they were talking about is I think they were talking about BUP, not as the Bureau of Prisons, but I think they were talking about buprenorphine, which is, you know, it's what's in Suboxone, and it helps people to manage. I'm a huge advocate for medically assisted treatment. I've seen it work time after time after time. Can it be abused? Yes, it can. You can abuse anything. You can abuse caffeine. You can abuse like Benadryl, bro. You can abuse anything. But if we have a tool in our tool belt to be able to help people to get and stay sober, we need to use it 100%. Have I ever been in a psych ward? I've worked in a psychiatric hospital as an inmate. It was at Oregon State Hospital. I have never been actually committed. Knock on wood. Where's some wood? Knock on wood. I've never been committed. So yeah, I'm hoping that doesn't happen. There are many times in my life where I definitely should have been. And I was in a place where I was a danger to myself. I was a danger to others. And it wasn't just the substances, it was my mental health. It was 100% my mental health. Patrick, thank you. What's up? I'm 72-hour holds. You got to spend in that facility. I'd rather do 90 in days in county. So my wife, God bless her, beautiful soul that she is, way too hot for me, way too sweet for this world. She had a mental health crisis, and she had to put herself in for one of those 72-hour holds. And it sounded absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. She went in voluntarily, and she instantly regretted it. It was a really bad deal. Like, they were literally feeding people Nutriloaf in there. Nutriloaf is terrible. Tylenol PM is probably one of the most abused things. They start off with 2, then going to a bottle in less than a week. You can literally abuse anything, man. Like, people do it, bro. Like triple C's, gabapentin, like anything that you can get your hands on that's going to change your mental state at all, people will abuse it. Patrick Bateman said, hey JD, what's your opinion on Patrick Bateman? I think Patrick Bateman is a solid dude. Hella cool guy. Let's see. Hey JD, tuning in from Bristol, England. Beautiful to see how you've turned your life around. Keep working hard, mate. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Let's see. You're blessed, JD. I'm super blessed. Like, my gratitude is through the roof. The world that I live in today, the life that I have today, is not something that I ever could have thought or imagined for myself. Like, I've absolutely been given things that I still, to this day, I'm like, I don't deserve this. Like, why is this happening to me? Like, it confuses me at times that my life is as good as it is. Like, in August, I'm getting flown out to Arkansas for the first time ever being in Arkansas. Like, I was just looking at booking my tickets. All expenses are being paid. I'm being paid to speak on the same stage as Quincy Carter and Congressman Patrick Kennedy about recovery and peer support and my transition from the life of being a career criminal and drug addict into the life that I have today. They're paying me to tell my story, bro. Like, they're flying me out there. They're putting me up in a nice hotel. And there's a bridge in Arkansas, and I'm going to be there during the overdose awareness night, and they are lighting up the bridge purple, and I'm going to be in the middle of the bridge. There's going to be people on one side that are in recovery, people on other side. Hey, what's up, Mike? That are parents that have lost kids. And I'm going to be speaking to all of these people about the situation. So it's going to be wild. I don't know why I have the life that I have today. I'm just grateful, and I honor it. I try to honor it and respect it by being the best person that I can be and helping as many other people as I can along the way. I want to tell you guys, I just uploaded, I know a lot of you guys saw my interview on Locked In with Ian Bick. There's a sequel to that that's on my page now. I just released it today. It's called Raw. It's the craziest stuff I saw in prison. And it's Ian Bick interviewing me, same type of style, but it's for my page. And then there's going to be another interview that Ian's releasing next month with me, another Locked In episode on his page. So, me and Ian's energy is always really cool together. He asks really poignant questions. And some of the questions he asked me on this one that I just uploaded today are some of the darkest questions, the wildest questions. I was really happy with how this turned out. I was really stoked on it. So I'm really happy about that. I wanted to ask you guys, hey, Reverend Spade, glad you're here. I appreciate you. I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys have any questions about the skits? I know a lot of you guys like the skits. I've decided that I'm going to be releasing a full-length skit once a week. I know a lot of people ask all the time, like, where did Honaki come from? Is that a real person? And, what about catfish and all of that? So if you guys have any questions about the skits, I'm absolutely down to talk about that. I just ordered a bunch of different stuff that is going to be for those skits, like backgrounds, props, stuff like that. So I'm really stoked about that. Oh, hey, Jimmy James, what's up? Just wanted to show some love. You're a real MF. Love your content, especially the new skit series. Thanks for all you do in your community and here on YouTube. Jimmy, thank you so much, Jimmy James. I really appreciate you. You're a good dude, and I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're a part of our community. Thank you for taking the time to elevate me, support me, and lift me up today. Big love to you, dude. So people are saying they like the skits. Please have a real D&D player smash out Honaki. You know what? I kind of like it. I kind of like that. They're kind of funny, but not being a convict kind of lost. Thank you. Thank you for that constructive criticism. I need to know, because for me, like, I'm writing them out of my own life experience. You know what I'm saying? So if I need to dial it back a little bit and get to where it's stuff that, like, can be more easily understood by people that aren't in prison and everything, I needed to know that. Thank you. John Bale, thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate you. John, thank you. I'm getting all these pairs. Like, I think I'm going to collect them all. This is like Pokemon for me. But John is my #1 fan. Here's the thing about fans, John. I don't have fans. I have friends because I love you. I appreciate you. And you're a part of this community. So we're either going to have to be friends or we're going to have to be brothers, bro. If I meet you in person, we're either going to have to dabs up or we're going to have to hug. It's just like that with me, bro. I don't do the fans thing, but I appreciate so much the support and the kindness and you taking the time to lift me up today. Let's see. I like the skits, and watching other prison shows got me spun on the terms. Yeah. What is the point of politics when after all what's left is always right? I don't like politics. Don't matter to me anymore, man. It's just basic human rights. Like, it's just basic human rights and respect, because the left is completely broke off and the right is completely broke off, and they're all just like, the only people that ever lose is the American people, bro. Like, it's not actually about us anymore. These people are just robbing us blind and they're giving us nothing. Do you ever feel dirty when you play Honaki? Every single time. It makes my skin crawl. It makes my skin absolutely crawl. I cannot stand it. It's the worst. What's the story with Honaki? So Honaki is just a conglomeration of a lot of the dudes that I met in prison that had those terrible charges. You guys know what I mean. And one in particular who talked with the hand, he gave a little tongue, and there was always spittle coming out of his mouth. And like, you hit him, and then you'd be like, oh, I got Chomo on me. It would be the worst. So Honaki is like a conglomeration of several of these dudes. But honestly, it's really easy to stereotype those dudes because there's like 10 of them. And that's about it. Like, they all fall into one category or another. So, Frank Gallegos, for your Officer Stevens skit. Lol, thank you. Hey, I appreciate you, Frank. Thank you so much for the support. Officer Stevens is straight up a dude that I was in county jail with. He was one of the COs that back in the day, like, so I was lodged in the county jail in Eugene, Oregon, 42 times the last time I was there, I think it was. This dude was always there, and he'd be like, oh, God damn it, delay! I loved him, bro. I loved him. And me and him would have the type of banter that him and Catfish do, because you could joke with the dude, and even if he was having a bad day, he wouldn't lock you up, because he was just a good dude, man. So Stevens is based on someone real. Big Marty! Hey, JD, I love the content. I understand most of the skits just because my dad went to jail and he told me everything. But anyways, I think what you're doing is amazing, and I'd love to support you and your message as much as possible. Big Marty, thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate you. I hope that your dad is out and doing well, and he's like gotten it, dialed in and everything. I really appreciate that you can get down with the skits and everything, man. And thank you so much for the support today, brother. I love you. Thank you. That one guy, JD, I'm a local Oregon ex-junkie with almost 6 years in recovery, and I almost lost it and stumbled across your vids, and they helped save me from relapse. Thank you. Yo, hey, first off, Oregon love Oregon. Oregon rep Oregon. Go Ducks, you son of a bitch! And the fact that you have 6 years, man, that's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Here's to you. And I'm so glad that something that I said helped you to stay on that track, bro, because there's so many times that people have spoken to me or I've heard something on somebody's content and it's resonated with me at a moment when I absolutely needed it. Like, understand, guys, like, I'm really solid in my recovery, but it doesn't matter how solid you are in your recovery because our disease is always waiting. It's always waiting for us to look away for a second so it can bash our brains in. That's just how this thing works. And honestly, when we're more comfortable, when we're succeeding, when we're thriving, that's when we're the most vulnerable because we tend to get comfortable and complacent. And we let our guard down and our behaviors, our old thoughts, our old patterns start slipping back in. So it's good to have people around us that can adjust us and see us objectively sometimes. Oh, Luke Bear said it. Did you get your 100K plaque yet from YouTube, or did I miss you saying something about it? Luke, I love you, man. I'm going to have to give you some bad news, brother. I applied for it when I hit the 100K, and they told me because I had a strike on my account that I couldn't get it for another 3 months. So I have to wait another 3 months. It's been like a month, I think. I have about another... Well, I get about 1,000 followers a day, and I think I'm at 126,000 followers today, I think, ish. So it's probably been close to a month. And so I have to wait about 2 more months and reapply because I had a strike, one strike, for a video that I didn't really agree with the strike. Please don't hit me with lightning, YouTube, but it was just 2 dudes standing outside a ring, and they were squaring up, right? Like before the fight. And one dude said something to the other dude, and dude started sucker punching him. And I just stitched it, man. Like, I ran like a few seconds of that video before I started talking about like sucker punching. You know what I'm saying? And YouTube was like, this is graphic violence. And I'm like, what you mean? Graphic? Are you kidding me? I'm like, and I looked up in the rules, and it says that you can have violence in sanctioned fights because I know there's, you know, MMA, I know there's boxing on here, I know there's all that different stuff, you know what I'm saying? And like, they were like, yeah, but he was on the other side of the ropes, appeal denied. So it is what it is. Maybe the person, I mean, technically they were right. Technically they weren't wrong. So, you know, I'm just going to write it out. I'm going to stay grateful. I'm going to wait another 2 months. Then I'm going to apply for it. I was talking with my friend Jessica Kent, and I was like, I'm just going to buy a fake one off Amazon and just ride out with that till they send me the real one. And we had a joke about that. It was a good time. So Josh Carson says, I did so much research on Suboxone because I tried to get off without my family knowing anything. You know, here's the thing about Matt is that there is such a high level of stigma around it. It's hard for people to really talk about when they're on it. Like, I know a lot of people that that are on Matt that don't feel comfortable telling their support system, telling their sponsor, stuff like that. And I know people here in Daytona that I'm very good friends with that literally opened up about it in a meeting and they got nothing but static about it. Bro, what you are on is between you and your doctor. Talk to your doctor about it. Like, if you needed brain surgery, homie, you wouldn't go to a car mechanic down the street, bro. There's no way that you would do that. It just doesn't make sense. So don't listen to people that like, oh, I scraped 6 months sober together and now I'm an expert and I'm going to tell you about your medications. Don't listen to them, bro. They're all going to talk and that's all it is, bro. Do what's right with you. And I support you and I love you and I don't judge you, okay? Okay, Honaki roll for initiative, proceed to punch him. Why you hit me? Dude, you a monster, and what do we get from monsters? XP, right? Get him, guys. Hey, them experience points. Bro, I'm so stoked. One of my homies, Big Rich, bro, he bought me he bought me and my kid and him and his kid all the new Diablo 4, and we got to play the demo a little bit, like, and roll it out on the beta. And I'm so waiting for this to come out, the full game. I'm dying to play it again. It was so dope. Roasted Toasted. You're the origin point of the cone nipples aliens from Rick and Morty. You could use them as a coat rack. Let's test that. Let's test that. Okay. Hoodie, nipple. Didn't work, bro. Didn't work. Fuck, get off the floor. But I can hang certain things from them, like my broken Honaki glasses. They hang. They hang just fine. I used to hang Christmas ornaments from them when we were doing the tree. That was fun. So, look, man, the old Honaki Chomo 3000s, I put them in my suitcase to take them to New York to record with Ian, and they broke. They broke. It sucks. I had to order new ones. They're here. They're a little bit different. They're actually a lot better. So I'm pretty stoked on that. But try my hat. Challenge accepted, sir. All right. Nah. Okay, so for those of you who just came in, Bam has come out of wherever he was at. I'm not even going to say that he was hiding. Wherever Bam was at, he has come and he has turned himself in, which is the right and responsible thing to do. And let me tell you, as somebody who's turned myself in on multiple occasions throughout my recovery, I would never have turned myself in when I was using, but during my recovery, it was really difficult. Really hard to turn yourself in because you know that they're going to take you, they're going to strip search you, you're going to eat bologna sandwiches. Like, now Bam's rich and Bam's famous and Bam's only on misdemeanors. I was always on felonies. Always. Like, misdemeanors don't even count. I'll laugh at a misdemeanor so hard, bro. Like, unless I'm on probation, what a misdemeanor gonna do? You gonna give me 6 months in county? I'll sleep and do push-ups. Get off of me. I don't care. But I turned myself in on some pretty serious felonies. I had to turn myself in on, probably the most serious one that I turned myself in on was sales of meth within 1,000 feet of a school, which that sounds so creepy. I hate that charge. I had it dropped to a simple sales because it wasn't within 1,000 feet of a school. I was able to prove that. So turning yourself in is really, really difficult. And he went and did the right thing. And I'd say that is an absolutely astounding sign. That's really, really good. So, you know, it's really cool that he did that. And I'm hoping that he will use this as the first step in a lot of steps towards getting his life back to where he needs to be, man. Because I want nothing but the best for Bam. I want nothing but the best for all of us. But I grew up watching Bam. I love him so much. And it's so cool, but it bums me out to see him going down. So I hope that he continues to make the right choices. Just one foot in front of the other is all it takes, man. Sometimes that next step in the right direction can be so hard, but if you just keep taking that next step in the right direction, that's all it really takes. Let's see. Did something happen? Are you going to get face tattoos? I promised my mom that I would not get face tattoos, and I've broken so many promises to that woman when I was using. I will not break another promise to her again. So no, I will not be getting my face tattooed. I never said nothing about the sides of my head, though. I mean, I could get lined up on that, but I promised her that I would not tattoo the face that she birthed. And honestly, bro, that woman got my shoulders out. So I kind of owe her, you know what I'm saying? Plus, she stuck by my side. She never abandoned me. She always rode out with me no matter how bad I got. So, you know, I'm going to honor and respect my mom in every possible way for the rest of her life. I talk to my mom like I am a mama's boy. Like, I talk to my mom every single day. There's not a day that goes by where I don't speak to my mother. And she's a huge part of my life. My dad too. So yeah, I could never do anything to disrespect her or to break a promise to her again. I did that a lot when I was stuck in that loop, and I was using, and it was terrible. It was awful. Hey, JNC Pythons, what's up? Glad you're here. So let's see. Get a Godzilla tattoo on the top of your head. I'm keeping the hair, bro. I like the hair. The hair is good for me. My head gets sunburned so easy if I don't have a decent amount of hair because I'm Irish. It says it right here. All I do is burn. And I'm in the Florida sun all the time and I'm just turned bright red and pink and it's a bad deal. So, well, you guys, I've been on here for a little minute. I just wanted to touch base with you, spend some time with you. I'm thinking about doing a regular Friday. Oh, hey, Roasted Toasted. Did you ever do time with anyone that had a super high profile case, like Unabomber type of people? So look, man, I was in OSP with a dude that, do you guys remember the Happy Face Killer? The Happy Face Killer was a serial killer who raped and murdered a string of women across Oregon and Washington. And he was there, and he'd always be out on the yard painting, and then he'd sell his paintings on eBay, and he'd get tons of mail. And like, this dude was a rapist and a murderer of women. One day I saw a shot. There was only one cop that was out on the yard, that was on that side of the yard, that was paying attention. And I ran up on him and I threw like a 3-piece on this dude. And this dude's bigger than me, like bigger than me. And he started just running backwards while I'm throwing sets on this dude. I got 3 off on him. So that was probably the most notorious case that I was in with, was him, because he was a serial killer. And bro, those dudes get so much mail. Druid Trucker, thank you so much. And Roasted Toasted, thank you so much for another question, bro. I really appreciate you. Druid Trucker said, thank you for all that you do. I love everything that you're doing. I spent a whole driving day just watching all your past content. Yo, Druid Trucker, thank you so much. Thank you for the support. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming here and throwing some money on the super question and making my day better, brother. I got so much love and respect for you. Trucking is a hard job, bro. I did a lot of moves for like a couple of years here in Florida, you know, up and down and all around in big trucks. But what you're doing is that real, you know, trucking, bro. So be safe, you know, definitely take care of yourself out there on the road, brother. There's a brotherhood of truckers and movers and all of us blue collar dudes. Prison Podcast Show from Inside Out. Hey, JD, what's up? Hey, my brother, how you doing today? Can we hear the Kurt Cobain story? I mean, like, I don't know factually exactly what happened with Kurt. Like, I've never seen anything like really break it down to like my personal satisfaction. I can tell you that I got to see Nirvana live back when I was a youngster, and it was an amazing show. They put on such a good one. I was at the Salem Armory. You can actually hear the audio here on YouTube. Hey, Clayton, thank you. What's up, dog? Yo, that's probably my favorite sticker I've seen. That is a dancing... Is that an NES controller? That's lit. Clayton, thank you so much, bro. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. The episode with Jay Williams is awesome. Thank you. Clayton, I just want to say you got great taste in stickers, dog. That's my right there. Let's see. Yeah, the Jay Williams episode, dude. Jay Williams is such a solid dude. Like, he's such a good human being. You know, I still talk to him. We still hit each other up. He's not somebody that I'm going to let slip out of my life. He's a really cool human being, a great individual. Prison Podcast Show from Inside Out said, I've done a video on you today. I'll post it up this evening. Look out for it. Absolutely, man. I really appreciate that. I can't wait to see what you're posting. And, you know, maybe we can work together in the future, brother. I really appreciate that. Hit the thumbs up button. It's free and easy, and just do it. Love the channel. Been watching a lot of your videos and Jessica Kent's and Larry Lawton's channel. They're so cool, man. I get to work with Larry next month. Flying out the 9th. Going to meet up with Ian Bick and Big Larry. And me and Ian and Larry are going to be working on some content together, like the 3 of us. And then we're going to be I'm going to be interviewing Larry. I think Larry's going to be interviewing me for his channel. He's going to be on Locked In. I think I can say this. Well, Ian, I'm sorry if I wasn't supposed to say this, but me and Larry are going to be cooking off against each other on the Commissary cookout. So that should be really fun. I'm really excited about that because every once in a while it's great to have your whole face stomped in at cooking, and I think Larry's that dude, bro. I honestly think Larry's that dude. Um, let's see. What about a PO box? We could send stuff. You know, I haven't set up a PO box. I haven't had the need to set up a PO box yet. I'm sorry, it just hadn't really come up, bro. So if you guys saw the last two canteen cook-offs I've been on, commissary cook-offs I've been on, I beat Ian Bick. Then I went on Jessica Kent's Ratchet Cooking Show. I beat Jess. Sorry, Jess. I won fair and square. You put too much cheese in it, Jess. And then I went on the commissary cook-off, and I beat a CO. Bro, like, the CO is cool as hell. Steve, if you're out there, bro, you cool as hell, and I appreciate it, man. You did really good. I actually interviewed a CO, and that's going to be coming out soon. He's an ex-CO, actually. I shouldn't paint him with that brush. He now works at the probation office helping inmates transition back into the community, which is really, really cool, and I love that work. That's way more honest work than being a CO. Y'all already know. I beat him. It would have been so embarrassing to lose to a CO on the canteen cook-off. Bro, it would have been so bad. Like, for my life, my reputation, my mental health. No offense, Steve, not that I don't think you're capable, but after the way you finger banged that taffy, bro, whoo, I had to win. Had to win. The next one's, who knows? Right now, I'm undefeated when it comes to my prison cooking, which is really, really weird because I didn't do my own cooking in jail or prison. I always had a full box, so I always had somebody else do the cooking, and I'd be like, look, man, I'll throw down the spread. Somebody else got to cook it. Somebody else got to do the dishes. And what we mean when we say do the dishes is you got to wash out the tortilla bag that you cook in it. That's your pot. It's a tortilla bag. And I have seen so much crazy stuff happen over COs throwing out our used tortilla bags, because once the product is gone from the packaging of commissary, any canteen item, it becomes contraband, nuisance contraband, and the COs love to go and throw it out, even though they know what we're using it for. They know that we're just using it to cook our spreads and live our lives. They be throwing it out. Dirty motherfucker. Hey, Dirty Doug 666 says 91 days today. Hey, Doug, every day is a blessing. Every day is a gift, and we are so proud of you. Your community loves you, and we want you here, man. Stay in recovery. Keep doing the work. Let's see. So, yeah, we'll see what happens when I go up against Larry. Larry might be that one, bro. Larry might got me. So I'm pretty stoked on being able to do that. The last time I went down to New York, we went into New York City and picked up Johnny Mitchell. I know some of you guys probably know who Johnny Mitchell is. He's killing life. He's great. His show, The Connect, is so dope, bro. Like, he's so poignant. And his stand-up comedy is great, too. So we got to hang out with Johnny. We got to meet him. I didn't personally record anything with Johnny. He was in a really big rush, and he was there specifically to do Locked In. Ian will be releasing that soon. It's going to be really good. I think our second episode is probably going to be after Johnny's, I think. I don't know Ian's full schedule, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Johnny Mitchell is a Fed. Bro, you got that paperwork, bro? Show me that paperwork, bro. We need an episode with 1090 Jake. I would love to work with 1090, bro. Where he at? What's his email? What's his phone number? I'll hit that dude up right now and try to set something up with him. I would love to work with 1090, dog. He cool as hell. Any chance that I get to work with 1090, I'm about that life, bro. I really wanted to work with Jay Williams. I really wanted to work with, like, Jess is one of my super good friends. So I just, I loved working with her. I really want to work with Larry Lawton. Ian Bick is family, so that was gonna happen one way or the other. Ever since I met Ian, me and him have been really cool and really hit it off. And I know that we're super polar opposites, but that's kind of what makes it fun. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really stoked on What about Burner? Yo, me and Burner have been talking for a while now about getting together and doing something. Me and Burner have been talking about doing something together for like 6 or 8 months, bro. And it's always like, yo, Burner, when you want to do this? He's like, yo, we got to do it soon, bro. I'm like, okay, cool. Shoot me a date. And then I don't hear from him. But, you know, Burner's busy. He be doing a lot of stuff. But we've been talking back and forth about doing something for just months and months and months, bro. So I'm really stoked to be able to like work with some people that I really appreciate their content. And I really get down with that. I know felons are not supposed to be in possession of a firearm, but would you let someone teach your boy to shoot? I'm a veteran and I would be honored to teach your son. So, brother John Bayless, I really appreciate that offer. My son goes out to the range with my pops, who's a Marine vet who saw heavy combat in Vietnam. They go out about once a week. You know, we got the kid a toy, and we put it in his hands, and he goes out there and he practices safe shooting about every week with my pops, bro. You and Johnny Mitchell should do something. The smuggler dude that's blowing up. Yeah, so like, we exchange numbers and everything, and I'm gonna be back in Oregon soon, and I'm gonna try to pound that out right about the same time that he's doing a show in Portland, and hopefully we'll be able to get together and we'll be able to record something and knock something out, because I had a really good time talking with him. He did time in some of the same places that I did time in, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was at OSP for a little bit. I never went to Two Rivers. Two Rivers is a different type of camp than what I went to, but I was at OSP. He was at OSP. He went to San Am. I've been to San Am a couple times. So, Convict Cigar Company someday, bro. Look, here's the thing. I would love to do that, but Larry's already doing that, and I'm not trying to step on that man's toes. He's got bigger feet than I do, I think. I don't know. I'm a size 13. I'm gonna find out what size Larry's feet are. I'm gonna text him after we get off here. I'm gonna text Larry and just fuck with him and bother him about what size his feet are. I wonder if he's got bigger toes than me. But yeah, I wouldn't want to step on Larry's feet with the whole cigar thing. I am really trying to figure out more gear that we can do with Convict Clothing. But I'm super excited about this next drop, bro. This next drop is super crazy. We have the Make Pedophiles Afraid Again hat that's just like the MAGA hat. And then we've got the Pedophile Hunter hat. And we've got the Police Your Own Community with the thug goon with the bandana on his face shirt coming out. Hey, lanyards. Lanyards. We need lanyards. Roasted Toasted. Was Honaki an actual pedo that you did time with? 1,000%, bro. 1,000%. That was... It wasn't specifically his name, but he is like... There are so many of those dudes in there that fit that exact category, bro. Some of the stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason, and that's how they act in there. Like, a lot of them. That's... Bro, God. Run, Bam, run. Bam turned himself in, bro, and he was immediately given bond. You know, he's got money. He was able to just pay his bond. He walked in. He went into court. They did their little hearing, and he walked out. So he did the right thing. Convict Irish Coffee. I like that. Harley lanyards are like... I don't have my lanyard on me right now, but like... So like this... This is like a lanyard. They use them for your keys. This one's for my little start and stop on my phone camera, but you know, lanyards are for keys and stuff. Country says, okay, bud, have a good night. I'm going out to eat. Thank you for being a part of the channel. Hey, Country, I love you. I got to go too. I am now super hungry. I appreciate each and every one of you guys that rode out with us. I appreciate you being here and being a part of the community, being a part of the family. I really enjoy doing lives with you guys because I just get to sit and bullshit. So I think that I'm going to try to do a regular Florida Man Friday and the Sunday Night Live. I really appreciate y'all. Be good or be good at it. I'll see you on the next one.